Good presenters don't give speeches. They have a conversation with their audience. If you've ever seen a TED Talk, then you know what I mean. It's as if the presenter's speaking directly to you. Unfortunately, for most of us, we learned in high school speech class simply to stand up and recite facts, and that's exactly what we continue doing into our adulthood when we give presentations. Well, most people find speeches to be a little boring, but everyone loves a good conversation. Think about the last time you were in public and had a chance to do some good people watching. When you observe people having a good conversation, you'll notice that they're varying the volume and pitch of their voice. They're making hand gestures, and they sure look like they're having fun. That's the power of conversation. Embedded in all of us are the fundamental tools of vocal delivery. In conversation, we vary the volume, pitch, and rate of our speech, and we emphasize our words with hand gestures and facial expressions. You can harness the power of conversation for your next presentation. Let me tell you 3 ways to improve your practice. The first thing that you'll need is a small room with a mirror, someplace where you won't be disturbed and where you can observe yourself in the mirror as you practice and deliver your material. And when you watch yourself carefully, you're going to discover something fantastic. You can create your own art. You see, each of us is different, right? We have different hand gestures, different expressions. We modulate our voice in different ways. As you stare in the mirror, you can discover your unique power. Watch yourself being comfortable delivering your material. That's the image that you'll have in your mind when you do your presentation. The next thing you're going to want to do is use your car as a practice studio. Hey, you were going to drive somewhere anyway, so you may as well use the time to your advantage. But don't just drive around thinking about the words you're going to say during your presentation. Actually speak the words. Listen to your own voice as you drive to work and practice your presentation. Practice slowing the pace of your speech down for effect. Practice changing the volume of your voice. Master the use of your voice because it's your most important tool. And hey, everybody will think you're just having a phone conversation. As you practice your presentation again and again in your private space and pay careful attention to how you use your words, your hand gestures, and your facial expressions, you'll come to know your material so well, so fluidly, that when it comes time to give the presentation, it will roll off your tongue as a conversation and not as a boring recitation of facts. And the other benefit of knowing your material so well is it'll free you of the burden of using notes. Let's face it, nobody has a conversation using notes. And now you're ready to graduate to the 3rd step of practicing, which is to practice in front of a real person. I'd recommend a colleague, a friend, or a family member. Now, let's face it, if you're not ready to give your presentation in front of one of those people, you're probably not ready to give your presentation. Practicing in front of a real person provides invaluable feedback. You can find out what is and isn't working in your presentation, and you can tweak it before it's time to actually deliver it to your audience. I hope that you'll use these 3 methods of practice. They've worked very well for me. And just keep in mind, we all learn to ride a bike by practice. We learn to drive a car by practice. We all learn to give good presentations by practice. Letting your natural conversational ability shine through will free you of giving lackluster presentations. Your hand gestures, your facial expressions, and your voice will all sound natural when you practice because it will be natural. That's what happens when you put practice in. In the world of presenting, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes conversation, and the power of conversation is what makes for great presentations. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll tune in next week when I'll have another tip on public speaking. It's not about you, it's about the audience. Until then, stay happy, my friends.